Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Guys, we'll get started shortly here. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. We'll get started shortly. Hey, Louis, welcome. Welcome, Louis.
Thank you.
We'll get started shortly.
Sure.
Welcome, welcome. We'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly. Welcome.
Dave.
Hey, Daniel, welcome. Welcome, Daniel. We'll get started shortly. We'll get started shortly. Welcome. All right, guys. This evening we're going to go over trading in the zone mindset, trend following, and trading systems. We'll get started shortly. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and get started here. 1 second here. Let me share my screen with everyone. All right. So you guys should see my trading screen here. And you guys know this evening, like I said, we're going to go over trading in the zone. So mindset, trend following. So following the trends, and using trading systems. Okay, so you guys should see my trading screen here and my cursor. If not, let me know. All right. First thing we want to go over, we're going to incorporate mindset, following the trends and using the trading systems as we go through some of the trades here and the different markets. Okay, so the biggest thing that we've got going on right now is the trends that we have in the yen pairs. All right, so a lot of the yen pairs, guys, have been trending, right, in Forex. So a lot of the yen pairs have been trending. All right, and as you guys see here, right, the Aussie pair is the top trending pair right now. So here was the buy signal, right? So we use the trading system to give us a buy signal right here on a break of resistance. And I'll open the floor up in a minute here for questions. All right, so here is the buy signal here on a break of resistance right here, right here was a break of resistance. These lines right here is resistance. And as you guys know, when the price break resistance, that's where we want to buy. It was a buy signal that the system gave, right? The system gave a buy signal here on a break of resistance. And we're still in the trade right here on Aussie yen, all right? So that's Aussie yen. Swiss yen is another moving pair, big moving pair, right? Yen pair. So Swiss yen, here was our buy signal right here on the break of this resistance. Right, so here is the buy signal right here on the break of this resistance here, buy signal here, still in the trade. So really good trends, all right? Same thing with dollar yen, all right? So dollar yen, all right, dollar yen, same thing here. Buy signal, break of this resistance right here, right here, still trending up, all right? We've got support and resistance, all right? So I know some traders took some profits today, and that's not bad, right? It's always good to take some profits, especially when these pairs of ran up kind of like this, right? Big moves in these pairs, all right? Same with CAD yen, all right? CAD yen, no support and resistance yet, but looks like that might come in soon. New Zealand yen, right? And then pound yen. We're starting to see a breakdown a bit in pound yen, support and resistance, all right? We actually took a short trade, all right? So a short trade to go short on that, on the 30-minute time frame. That's a counter trend trade, all right? So we kind of going against the trend, but guess what? This is really overbought, guys. This is really overbought, and we've got support and resistance. So that's a nice little trade. We'll see how it works out, but that's a counter trend trade. But the trend is definitely up, okay? Big moves. This is almost for 500 pips, guys. 500 pips in pound yen, all right? So big move in pound yen, all right? We took this trade right here. So some of us took this trade right here in pound yen. Nice trade on the 30-minute time frame. And I know a few of you guys are trading the pound yen under 240. So good moves. Okay, good moves in the yen pairs. As far as the market, okay, so as far as the market, let's see here, right? We got some selling came in, right? But we have all sell signals. So sell signals on the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, all right, and the Russell. So sell signals on every one of the indexes, and the VIX is coming down here, all right? So any questions on any of this? Any questions on any of this so far? All right, sectors are moving up. So we're starting to see movement in the sector. So we got more sectors here that are moving higher. All right, we'll keep an eye on technology. Here's technology right here. All right, so we'll see what happens. It really hasn't started moving yet, but we'll see what happens in technology. Bitcoin, and I know, Daniel, you've been watching Bitcoin, right? So we are seeing a move. Yeah. So we are
little
seeing,
push.
what's that?
A little tiny push.
Yeah, little push. Yeah, but we're starting to see some buying coming in, right? So we're starting to see we went through the red candles, white candles, neutral candles, and now we're starting to see buyers coming in. Okay, so that's good. We've got resistance right here. So we got resistance right here. All right, so we'll look for price to test that resistance. We need to get above 45. Okay, so we need to get above 45,000, clear this area here to get a buy signal. Okay, to then move higher. All right, but that's good. That's a good sign for Bitcoin. It is a good sign. All right, we finally got buyers coming in. All right, and if you look here, we've got prices. Hey, Peter, welcome. We've got prices moving higher. All right, so we've got prices. If you guys look here, all right, we've got higher highs. Right, so we've got higher highs. All right, right here. So you can see prices made a low here, right? Recent low, and now it's moving higher. So we'll look for Bitcoin. Like I said, it's got to get above 45, right? It's got to get above 45,000. All right, perhaps, hopefully it gets about 45, 47,000 to give us a buy signal. All right, so so that's what's shaping up in Bitcoin. But like I said, the big moves, guys, the big moves has been in the pairs. We've got to be quick and nimble. All right, so like I said, right, I know Kim took some profits in pound yen, right? And I know he was trading the dollar yen. If you guys are in these pairs on the 240, watch your 30-minute, right? So watch your 30-minute, look to take profits because they really are extended, right? I mean, a 400 pip, 500 pip move. All right, is that what is that? 16, almost, yeah, almost 700. This is a big move. Daniel, you didn't trade this, did you? Did you trade pound yen?
Actually, yeah, I was in and out on it, in and out.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So I got a couple of. I say probably in total, I probably got like, maybe out of all the pips, maybe like 100 pips or something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay, not bad, but big move. Okay, I'm gonna open up the floor. All right, so any questions on any of this? All right, or anything else? Any questions related to mindset, trading in the zone, trend following? All right, and using the systems. Any questions on any of that stuff? Anyone? Any questions?
Well, I guess I have one about puts. I just kind of been like digging in and out of it because I'm thinking about in the near future, doing the sniper, the
Mm-hmm.
sniper program you have. And I in puts, I read something like you can I guess freeze the price or something. Is that um I was reading because I don't really know how like puts work. So yeah, just tell me a little bit about that, I guess, because maybe I'm explaining it wrong. But
You said
oh, here it goes. It says,
freeze the price.
well, yeah, it says I read a book, and it's a book about like technical analysis, and it said um you can purchase a put option on the stock at the current price to protect the profit or gain that has been accumulated since entering the position. And then it says if the price continues to decline, the value of the put option increases, therefore offsetting some of the loss incurred by the falling stock price. I just don't know how puts work, in other words.
Okay, well, puts, yeah. So we would trade puts, right?
Yeah,
If the stock is going down. So if it's in the markdown phase like this, you would get
yeah.
puts, all right? So there are naked puts and naked calls. So calls, all right? Calls is when you're looking for the price to go higher, all
Hmm.
right? Puts are when you're looking for the price to go lower.
So okay, so it's kind of the same thing as like if you place a put and then you hold it until the price goes higher before it goes higher.
No. Hey, Peter, you want to, Peter trade puts and calls. You want to answer that, Peter? Peter, you there? Peter? All right. Okay. So Daniel, so basically, all right, basically what you want to do is if you're
I'm having
looking,
problems with my microphone. So
oh, okay.
you take this one.
All right. Is it better now?
Go ahead, David.
Yeah. So Daniel had some questions on puts. So Daniel, go ahead. What's your question?
Yeah, I just want to know exactly like how puts work. In terms of like with the sniper trader, or just how it works in general. Because I don't know too much about that.
Okay. So very, very simple. All right. So when you get a call, okay, you're looking for the price to go higher. All right. When you get a put, you're looking for the price to go lower. All right. And there's going to be a strike price, right? So you have to decide, okay, the biggest thing with options, is getting your price right, your direction right, along with the timing of it. Okay. So we've got to make sure that if you get inputs that are a week out, all right, or 2 weeks out, you want to make sure that that price is going to get to that price. Otherwise, it's going to, you lose value, right? So the longer it takes, Daniel, to get to that price, right, the more that option is going to decay. All right. That's why with sniper, we don't stay in options long, right? We try to get in and get out quickly, all right, so that the price doesn't decay. You can get the direction right. So you can get let's say you got puts, right? And you think the price is going to go down lower, but guess what? It can go lower, right? But if it doesn't go lower in that time frame, guess what? Your options will expire worthless. That's why options are tricky, right? So there are two things you have to keep in mind. The direction has to be correct. So if you're getting puts, right, the price has to go down, but it has to go down within the time frame that you're getting the options in. That makes sense? Yeah. That's why it's tricky. Okay. So with sniper, we get in. That's why we get in on Fridays, get out on Mondays, right? So we try to get in quickly, get out quickly. But then we also have a catalyst to help us with the movement of that option, to help that option move. All right, if that helps. It's a bit complicated, but that's the basic concept of it. All right, that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on anything?
Could we look at healthcare stock, ARDX?
ARDX.
So I'm starting to flip my trades to going longs. So I'm picking a few healthcare stocks.
Okay.
ARDX as well.
Are you buying this, Peter, outright?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
you
going
getting...
long on the stock.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if we can look at it on the 1 hour and the daily.
1 hour.
Maybe you can give me more details. Is this what we call a low float stock? Because it's like it's kind of like a penny stock.
I
It's
don't know
because
if
it's under $5.
yeah, let me see here. And you got this out of Heat Seeker, right? Was this one out of Heat Seeker?
Yes, I saw this on Heat Seeker and it told me on the daily we have a buy signal.
On the daily, okay. All right.
And the and then we looked at Fidelity for the fundamentals that they're buying healthcare.
All right.
So it looks interesting, looks cheap, and there's options on it. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Let's see here.
I guess I'm gonna subscribe to IBD Daily, and I know they have another layer to tell you whether a stock
Yeah.
is fundamentally strong.
This is the one you looked at before, right? With high volume, had a pretty good volume.
Yeah, because it comes across as Heat Seeker as a lot of volume. If you can look at it, the daily and the 1 hour.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it looks better here. Okay, so the daily, where what was your entry? Was your entry at 103? Where was your entry, Peter?
Entry is $1.06, $1.07.
Oh, okay. All right,
So right above that resistance.
Okay. Yeah, it looks good on the daily, on the 60-minute, looks good on the daily. I was looking at the potential. It dropped quite a bit.
Yeah. There's a lot of volume on the stock. The question is, I'm starting to do research on, stocks that's under $5. So is it low float? Can one buyer or seller drastically move the price?
Well, if you got it off Heat Seeker, no. Right? Yeah. So if you got it off Heat Seeker, so here it is, ARDX, right? So right here, that's 76 million shares being traded on the NASDAQ. It's not an OCT, okay? So it's not an over the counter, all right? So it's still good. It's a good stock. It's not, it's it's not. OTC would be like here, right? This would be an OTC. All right, those you got to be careful with. All right, usually OTC is like a stock, a company that was in bankruptcy, right? And they're coming out of bankruptcy. All right, that's like over the counter. Okay, so it's not any of that stuff. So it's good. It's traded on the exchange. So it's traded on NASDAQ. Pretty good volume. All right, so you should be good. A way to tell, right, from the chart. Let's see here.
I bring this up to the group because it's a very cheap stock, and this is for like beginners because I don't usually go long on stocks, so starting out, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of money, do a small position.
Yeah, you see here, I mean, these big candles here, they're definitely moving it, right? See here, there's a lot of movement in it. So you do get big spikes, right? You want to be careful of that when you see big, you know, big drops like this. Look at this one here, right here. This is in one month. It went from $13, well, it made a high here of almost $14. And in 1 month, it came down from $14 to $4.46. So, and then here, in 1 month, it traded at 8.23 and came all the way down to 154. So
Yeah, it looks like they were shorting it in
they
the
were
past.
short. Yeah, they've been shorting it big time, right? Big time.
And then basically the going long is we're looking at a counter trend rally.
Yeah. So so you've got to be careful with this. Just by looking at the candles here, you can tell that the institutions are not really. These are traders that are trading it, right? These are not, the institutions are not building positions. They haven't been in the past. That doesn't mean they want to do it in the future, but basically these are just traders that are trading it, right? Okay, so that's the only thing to be careful about. Now it has reached support, so you've got some support down in here. Let's see here. So you've got some support right here at 54 cents, and then you've got, so this is you have to trade this one, Peter, right? So you have to trade this one. Let's see here. You got in at 106. You might find some resistance, pretty big resistance at 494. So you should be able to get to that area, 494, 423, right? You might get a bit of a resistance at 180, but you might get, if the market pulls up, right? We know healthcare is looking better. You might get a nice bounce, okay? But it's just a trade. There's no trend. There's no trend here. All you're hoping for is just a push.
A push up to
yeah.
above $2. Okay, so
yeah, kind of like this. Yeah, kind of like this, right? And then they might consolidate like this and then push it back down. That's what it's been doing, right? It gets a big push, consolidate down, big push, consolidate down. All right, not a good play here, but it's good for a decent trade.
Okay.
Okay.
And the next stock I want to look at is another healthcare, Moderna.
What's the symbol? MRNA. All right, that's
the daily and the hourly.
Daily and hourly.
And I got this on HeatSeeker too.
On HeatSeeker, okay. So Bullmaster, okay. Let me hold on 1 second. Let me see in Bull. mRNA right here. Okay. Pretty good volume. Healthcare. It's biotech. always be careful with the biotech. Was ARDX or biotech? 1 second here.
It says it's
ARDX.
pharmaceutical.
Okay. Okay, it's
Oh,
it's
biotech.
biotech. Yeah. So, you know, those biotechs are crazy, right? So
I mean, I gave me the recommendation on the volume. And then-
yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're trade. I mean, you can trade them. So let's change this to daily and 60, you said. Okay. MR. All right, so 60 looks good. You had a buy signal at 140, 145, right? On the 60-minute, on the hourly. And
This is my my demon trade. This is my first huge loss. This is when I told people the story. I try to save myself from not taking a small loss at $500.
Mhm.
So the market made me eat $8,000 loss.
this was the one.
This was the one. And this is one on options. So this is my forever will be. This is
How-
So
my
that
how
one
lo-
gives you,
Go
that
ahead,
one
Dan.
gives you a trigger, Peter, huh? As soon as you look at it. you
yeah.
know,
It's basically my revenge trade against Moderna. I'm trying to win
Sounds
back my
like me
money
and
from you,
Paul Yang.
Moderna.
Um,
I did 2 puts on this one and I lost huge.
when was this, Peter? How long ago?
Yeah, I'll take you back. It's all the way in October.
Oh.
It's the counter trend rally that you see, that the big U in October.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I should have took the $500 loss and then and just like call it a day. But no, I have to open myself up to risk. And it's a complicated story. Anyways, I'm just going long on this one.
Okay.
Just a stock and an option, a
Okay.
call.
I mean,
for
it
2
looks
months.
good, right? So the 1 hour is definitely holding up nicely, right? Yellow support and resistance. Your buy signal. Where did you get in at? Where was your buy? What price?
I just got in today.
Oh,
And,
today. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
today's purchasing just one stock at 178.50
Oh, okay. Up in this area here.
every
Okay.
one
Okay.
stock. And then I did I purchased a call and I also sold a call for 2 months.
Okay, okay. Well, you've got the hourly looks good, right? The hourly looks good. You just wanted to hold here on the 60-minute, right? Just hold. You wanted to hold support right here. You know, you've got all green candles. It's gone through that purple support and resistance. So this looks good here, right? We want that pullback. We want that pullback here to get new buyers come in, right? New buyers will come in here. New buyers will come in on a break of resistance. Okay. You've got purple support and resistance right here. So that's a bit challenging. You've got to get through that area. All right. So if you can get through, here was your buy signal right here, right at the break of this resistance here, which was where the previous buy. So this might be a good clue, right, for what price might do, right? So you've got good support here, Peter, good support, right? This is where you had support, previous support, right? Came back down, right? Good support here, good support here, good support here. You had buy signals. This is a pretty cool chart. I love it when the chart's set up like this, right?
And could you talk a little bit about like revenge trading? Because this I'm too close to the stock, as in I'm emotional about the stock because I took such a huge loss. So I'm
Okay.
trying to, you know, fix my P&L on my summary. So this such a huge negative on my P&L. That's why I think I have to go small on this one and not trying to revenge trading.
Okay.
So
Well,
I just hate looking terrible on my summary. So I
well,
try to get back at this.
revenge trading is okay as long as you you do it the right way. There's nothing wrong with. It's like any sport, right? Right. You know, I've got 3 kids, right? I've got 2 of my kids is at FSU. One just graduated over the summer, and I've got another one there. And then my daughter will start at FSU in August, right? So we're all FSU, right? And we've been University of Miami, for I think the last 6-7 years, they've whooped us, right? Pretty bad, right? So guess what? Guess what, right? We finally won. We finally beat Miami, what, a few months back, right? We were all at the game, and it was a big deal, right? It was a big deal.
I know, but I think as a trader, you're not thinking clearly. I don't think I have to be careful myself. I journal, make sure you follow all your rules. And
yeah, but my point is this, right? My point is this, right? So you can lose and lose and lose and lose, right? You still have to get back, right? Because you never know, right? This could be a big trade. So you're not just like FSU, right? They had to prepare, they did the work, right? So revenge trading is good. Having the loss that you did is good, because guess what? You're coming back now with a totally different mindset, right? You're coming back now with better tools, right? Better skills. You're not the same person, right? You're not the same trader when you took that trade over in here, right? So look what you've got though. Look what you've got going into the trade, right? This trade here, you were going long, right? Long here.
I had 2 puts right here.
So you had puts. You had the puts here, and then this is what happened here, right? Am I okay?
That counter trend rally took all my milk money.
Okay.
Right there. See, they just plow, go straight up to the moon.
Yeah. So this setup is very, very different. So let's we're going to put in, well, we can see it right here, Peter, right here. So you were getting puts down in what price was it? You remember, around 300?
Yeah. I did 360 put.
360. Okay. So 360 put. Yeah, not a bad trade, right? Not a bad trade. It eventually, right? And Daniel, this is what I was talking about, right? It eventually, right, came down, okay? But his timing and everything was off, right? So the price has to come down, and then your timing has to be correct also. This is very different than here, Peter. Okay. This trade right here is very, very different from what you're looking at doing here. All right. First of all, you've got this, the 1 hour time frame is on your side, right? We know buyers are in control. It's in the markup phase, right? I would watch these 2 previous buy signal. Look at this. Here is resistance right here. We had a buy signal here that failed, broke support, failed, right? We had another buy signal here that moved higher, right? And now you've got another buy signal here. So you have a buy signal here right at resistance. You got some resistance here also.
So that's what I was concerned about, was consolidating in this area. It's like, so will price come back down? Just like before, or consolidate a couple times before it breaks out.
So yeah, so it could do this, okay? But what else? What do you have on your side to help you? So basically, this is the same trading opportunity that you've got right here. So watching this will give you clues, What do you have on your side now?
I got the 1 hour that gives me a buy signal, and I also got the daily that give me a buy signal.
Yeah, so you
And
got
I'm not getting an exit signal.
exactly. And then you also have healthcare, right? So we know that
Yeah, we see the volume that, Heat Seeker was telling us they're buying healthcare.
they're buying
They're
healthcare.
rotating into healthcare.
Yes. And not only that, right? We have buyers coming into the market. We don't have buy signals yet, but we do have green candles, right? We do have green candles, right? We know the market is looking a bit better, healthier. And guess what? Your VIX is coming down. So that will all of this, right? And right here's healthcare right here, right? Here's healthcare. Here is biotech, no biotech. Let's take a look at this, right? So we want to make sure
And I'm keeping my position small, so I'm just trying to let it go, like the past failure, and then just kind of look at it with a fresh eyes, and just say, hey, I'm just going to stick within my capital management. I'm going to take a small position, and then I'll build upon it a little bit after it breaks resistance.
Yes, as it breaks through, yeah, add. Hey, you might want to track, right, the XBI. Okay, so you want to, that's the biotech. Yeah, so you might want to track it. That's the biotech index. Okay, or ETF. Okay, the XBI, that's biotech. So you might, here it is right here. So you've got, it's consolidating a bit here. All right, so you don't have a buy signal yet on the daily. All right, so this will help you if it breaks out, right? If it breaks out, that should help you a bit. This right here looks very similar to what you have right here, right? Very, very similar as far as you've got purple support and resistance. Okay, so that might keep the price down a bit. Okay, so same like here, purple support and resistance. So you don't have a clear breakout yet. So just take it slow, but everything is working, starting to work out, so that you can, it will move. So it's close. It's right there, right? It's right there. This is convincing. This is pretty cool here, right? So I would watch the 60-minute also. All right. Watch the 60-minute. If you get a sell signal, watch it closely. Hopefully it just retraces a bit and then continue to move higher. You've got to break this area in here, but you've got, I mean, if you look here, you've got green candles forming. So buyers are definitely,
This stock is so crazy. Every news will drive the stock up, down. These moves are very violent kind of moves. This is my bully. It beat me up pretty good.
But look at this when it moves, right? So if it works out, right? Look at this. All right, that's a big move. This last big buy, right, went from 172 all the way up. It's a sell signal at 358.
My mom's not a trader, and she got Moderna before the huge move up. She got it at 200.
Wow.
And
At
I keep on
200,
telling her,
wow.
sell at 450. And she wouldn't listen to me.
She's still in it?
She wouldn't listen to me. She had 8 stocks. She bought it at 200 and she wouldn't take profit. It's like,
Wow.
I tell her, because she grows fruits, it's
Mhm.
like the fruit is ripe. You need to pick it.
Pick it,
She
yeah.
has mangoes in Miami. You need to pick it. Take it off the tree. Otherwise the birds will eat it.
Yeah,
You know, and she
yeah.
didn't take it off. And it like she didn't listen to me, and she had held 4 stocks and it fell all the way back down to 300.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, she
Oh.
didn't. I should say take some profit. It's like,
Take some,
but she
take
wouldn't.
some.
She was excellent on buying at the right time, but she didn't sell. And I just couldn't understand that mindset. It's like, why do you get in investing in the first place if you're not willing to sell?
Sell and take profits, right? I mean, it's what we and let's see here. It's what we're doing, and especially with the yen pairs, right? We've got it with a big move like this. Yes, could it go higher? Absolutely, it could go, but I mean, with a 500 pip move, right? 600 pip move, right? We know it's going to pull
Some
back.
profits. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
say take some
Yeah.
profits.
Take some profits. Take some profits off the table. It's always good because we know that it will not go up forever, right? They will at some point. The price will have to come down. I mean, this is a big move, but guess what? They don't go up forever, right? They don't go up forever. So, all right. But good job. I mean, the idea is, Peter, with with your stock here, the fact that you're coming back, right? You're coming back to it, right? You haven't given up, right? You're coming back to it, and you're looking at it again, and it is setting up, right? So you're coming back with new skills, right? New ideas, fresh eyes. And this is your resistance right here. Here is your big resistance right here. All right, so here is resistance. Price came to that resistance, 181. So 181, right at 181 is your resistance. 181, 185. Right here, tested, came down, tested, came down, tested, came down, finally broke out. All right, and it's testing it right here. So if you can get, I would say we need a break and close around 194, 194. I say a good 200 solid. All right, 200 solid, you should be good. You should be clear, right? You should be, what you want to do is you want to clear this area here, right? You want to clear this area. You don't have any big resistance, right? You don't have any major resistance up in this area in here, right? So, market looks better. The market looks better. The sector looks better. Breaking this area here is big. So yeah, trade small as you break this area here, right? That 200 mark, you can keep adding to it. All right, because it's
as any other people deal with revenge trading and trying to handle a loss, and you you try to win back your money. It makes you emotional. It makes you not like think clearly. Like for me, it's like I want to trade the stock more often, and I had to force myself away from the stock for a while.
Yeah, and that's okay, right? I mean, my pound yen, right? Pound, I personally, for me, pound yen was my most difficult trade, right? The Qs, right? The Qs, for me, my biggest loss came in on the Qs with puts, right? But the pound yen has been the most challenging pair for me.
Your butt, the pain in your side.
Yeah, because it's the biggest mover, right? But guess what? Now I'm not afraid of it, right? Because I went back, I never gave up. I never gave up on trading it, right? So just kept at it. And it's the same thing you're doing, right? You've got to keep at it. If you look here, right, this is it here. This is the area here. That's the most difficult area here. And you're in the same area here, right? This right here, right? This wasn't, this setup that you did before is very different than this. This trade right here, this put, right? Very risky trade, right? Because you had nothing, no price action, right? No history to really go off, right? Now you've got some history, right? You've got you got a good foundation, right? You know, you've got solid support here, solid resistance here, buy signal here. You know, you see your previous buy signal. So even if it fails, right? Even if the price fails, right? Guess what? Right? You know where you could get out, right? So very, very different, very, very different. But you did the work to be able to come back. We always want to come back better, right? So we take a loss, we want to come back. The way I trade pound yen now is very, very different than how, you know, I traded pound yen in the past, right? So yeah, revenge trading is okay, right? Right? If you've developed the skills, right, to now tackle it again with a better success.
I had the same setup like this chart in Adobe, and last Friday, I just took the loss. I just took the $500 loss.
Yeah, no big deal, right? No
big deal. I would have made that $500 quick, but boy, it's like, you know, opening myself to risk, that was a hard lesson to learn.
Yeah. So those are the lessons, right? Those are the lessons. So, you know, the mindset, right? The mindset that it takes, it really develops you, right? So, you know, the revenge trading is bad only if you come back and you do the same thing, right? You just come back and you're looking for revenge, right? And you don't care, right? You're just getting in the trade. This is very different. This is very different.
Like technically, like looking at this, super easy. Just buy the stock and go long if it breaks resistance. But it's just the emotional component of this stock particular has been a thorn in my side on my P&L.
And you have to, 1 second, Daniel. And Peter, you have to trade it. You have to conquer that, right? So you can't, you have to go through this and you have to win at this. You have to, right? Because otherwise, right? Otherwise you defeat it, right? And you know, it's just like, guess what? I've had so many trades, right? I'm telling you, pound yen. I'm glad that I didn't give up on pound yen. I'm glad I didn't give up on the Qs. I mean, what we're doing here now is because I never gave up on a lot of those big trades. Those big trades, right? We never. And Daniel, I'll get with you in a minute. We never learn any lessons, the real lessons from our wins, right? The lessons we learn, the real lessons from our losses. That's why you know, Peter, if I ask you about your wins, right?
I already forgot about it, but the losses I remember, like for 5-10 years.
And those are the ones we want to focus on, because those are the lessons, right? Those are the lessons. So we have to really go back to work and tackle those again, right? Tackle those, work it out. And then that's how you get the confidence, right? So you're not giving up on it. You're coming back. You're not sure yet, right? So your confidence isn't there yet, but once you conquer it, guess what? Your confidence will be there. And then it makes it easier for the next trades. Okay. So I mean, good job. I mean, staying with it. Good job. And this is better. This is a much better setup. Okay, Daniel, go ahead, Daniel.
No, I was just about to say that I seen the Trading in the Zone, the book. Well, I found them on YouTube, and you know, it's easier to understand when he talks, because sometimes Mark Douglas on the mindset that you have to have when you know, making trades, and you know how you kind of can't even see the market. Like, you got to train yourself, and I know you know this too, Peter, but we we just got to keep on repeating it to ourselves that the market is going to be the market. It has nothing against us. And it's just, we got to be prepared that if we lose money, we just brush it off. Like before I went to Dave, I told Dave this. I was like, Dave, I lost like $3,000-4,000. And I was hurting for like months. I was hurting on like months. I was taking it out on my girlfriend, whatever. Yeah, dude,
I know you get pissy like around and being around you. If you after you take a huge loss, it's like, damn, stupid.
Yeah.
How could I do something so stupid?
Yeah, and I'm like,
You're just beating yourself up and you're beating other people up.
Yeah.
oh yeah. And then
Hopefully the dog is not nearby, right?
yeah, for real.
You know?
Kick the dog. That happened a couple of times. No, just kidding. So
What stock or one Forex was that loss?
Well,
Do you remember?
It was a combination. No, it was a combination. It was a pound yen. It was USD CAD. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I remember USD CAD with those long ass candles destroyed me. USD CAD has long. When I'm looking at the charts of USD CAD, it has candles at the size of a fucking broom, like long as hell. And they
use that to whoop you.
Yeah. Anyways, I was really, really hurt by that, but then I started gaining strength, and I'm like, you know what? I got to start learning this thing, and I started looking more into Mark Douglas and more and more and more, until I finally just said, you know what? I'm reprogramming my brain, and then now
it's not just our brain; it's reprogramming our emotions.
Yes,
our emotion is the hardest part. The mindset, the knowing, the technical stuff, it comes super easy. But when you're under stress, when when you have a sizable amount of money and it works against you, your emotion starts talking loud.
Oh yeah, and making emotional decisions too. So, and then of course, when I was down like $2,000, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a 2,000 more. I'm getting my money back. Why did I do that? It's $4,000 in total, and
that's revenge trading. You're putting more positions on to win back your loss.
Correct. And I was doing that with no skill, no patience, all emotional decisions. And then the good thing is that I was talking to with Dave, and throughout the whole process, even with Bitcoin, we don't want to get into that.
I think coming to the meeting helps with that emotional part.
Yeah,
because people don't know. They think it's a mind game. No, it's an emotional game.
Yeah,
it's like coming to the meeting, handling your emotion is the hardest part as a trader, because we're professionals. We're trying to make money from this career profession.
And before I signed up with Dave, what made me come to these classes was my Bitcoin decision. That was the first decision I did. I bought Bitcoin when it was at the tippity top, mind you. You already know what's gonna happen.
Brutal.
Keep buying, it's going up. The news is going crazy. Bitcoin is at its highest. It's gonna keep going up. It's gonna reach 100. I said, I'm gonna get rich. I literally basically bought a Bitcoin, and I've been holding on to it ever since. I'm not letting go. So that hurt me really bad, because as soon as I bought a Bitcoin, it just tanked.
Hey, I bought Bitcoin too at $57,000, but I only bought $100 of it, so I don't even look at it, because I know how volatile that is. Yeah. So it's just like, if you have sizable money, you're checking on that every day.
Yep.
Someone has a question here. I don't have a name. It just says iPhone. Someone has a question.
Hi, it's me, Mary.
Oh,
I'm
hey,
on my
Mary.
iPhone.
Hey,
Hi,
Mary.
how are you?
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I usually go on my iPhone on my way home from work, because I don't want to miss this, but
Okay, good.
Because over here it's at 4:00 in the afternoon.
Okay. Okay. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I did. I had the question. Actually, I don't know if this question is for Peter. When you bought Moderna, was that through, did you find it through Heat Seeker back in October, or? No.
No, I didn't use the system back then.
Oh, okay.
My thing was basically sell high, I'll get the money, and they'll buy it back when it
Okay.
becomes cheaper. So it was a short strategy because I knew it was falling, and I just didn't know how to manage, the whole options thing.
I see.
And I
Okay.
couldn't
was
manage
just
my
curious.
emotions, like, because I didn't want to be wrong. I didn't want to lose a small amount of money. So I would just open myself up to more risk because I didn't want to take a $500 loss. But the market doesn't give a shit about me, so it made me eat $8,000 loss.
I was just curious.
And just like Daniel said, that long broom came up against my short position, and I couldn't stand it. My emotion tells me you're down. Just it's gonna go to zero, so you might as well get out. But it was just way too late.
Peter, I literally watched. I remember like it was this day. I was up like $100. And I'm
Right?
like, oh wow, I'm
It's
up
like, oh
$100.
wow.
All of a sudden, it starts tanking down, right? But I don't know what the hell happened to my brain, and it's like negative 150, negative 250, negative 300, negative 400.
Yeah. That's what
I'm
I
like,
was
what
talking
am I-
about. When our emotions are high, our critical thinking is very low.
Yeah.
And
I'm
it's
like,
the
what am
reverse.
I-
Like anything emotional, your brain's just not working. Your higher functions is not working. Like I think our mammal emotional part of our brain takes over.
So I will end with this. All right. Since we're talking about mindset, trend following, and trading systems. Okay. Emotions, right? So we know that that's there. The emotions are there. The one thing that I know that works, because it works for me, because I'm a very emotional trader, right? And that's why I went on this path to create this, because I needed this. I needed a process to remove the emotions. Okay, so the one thing that I know that will help the emotions is a process. All right, a process, a systematic process that will cut the emotions, I would say, by almost immediately by 50%. Just having a process, understanding how price works, just the 4 market phases alone, really getting the 4 market phases. All right, really understanding support and resistance. And I'm not saying, just, hey, I'm going to buy at resistance, sell at support. I mean, really understanding, right? Really understanding why do we need to sell at resistance? I mean, sell at support. Why we need to buy at resistance? Why the 4 market phases is important? Okay, why, if we use the systems, why are the systems? I mean, really, I do not. All right, I mean, I will follow these signals. I really do. I mean, sometimes, I make mistakes like anyone else, right? But that has cut down. When I trade, there is absolutely almost no emotions, because there's a process in place, right? A process that is, we can take this chart right here, right? We can take, and maybe we were going through this last night, right, in the beginners class, right? The markup phase, the markdown phase, the markup phase, distribution, right? Accumulation, markdown, markup. This right here alone, really understanding this, getting this, right, will cut the emotions in half. Absolutely. Absolutely. When traders get this, understand this. So when you take a loss, right? When you take a loss, or guess what? You take some profits, right? And it's a small profit like this. it's okay. It's not like you know that, guess what? You got out at the right time. You're not trying to get all the way up in here. You're not trying to force the price to go, like we do sometimes, right? We think that it's going to go all the way up. It's going to keep going up. Well, having a process in place, understanding the four market phases that said, hey, guess what? This is the top right here. It's not going any higher, right? Let me get out. Let me take profits, right? This is sellers are in. This is the markdown phase. If I want to go long, I've got to wait. This process right here removes a lot of the emotions, okay? Will you always have some emotions? Absolutely. All right, but having a really good process in place, understanding how price works, right? Having some understanding of how the markets work, all right? And then most importantly, understanding yourself, right? Understanding yourself, right? Your risk tolerance and all of that, right? That will help. But the process, having a very, very logical, right? And that's what the four market phases does, right? Support and resist, very logical. That cuts down on the emotions, okay? Okay, that cuts down the emotions. Any questions? Anything you guys want to add before we leave? Nothing else? Nothing else, Peter, Mary?
Yeah, thank you for the process. I mean,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. The process, I mean, the process will, I mean, if we go back here to Peter's trade, all right. So if we go back here to Peter's trade, and we'll finish with this. So you have a daily time frame.
And I follow the Reddit, the Wall Street Bets, crowd, and they love to post their losses. It's kind of like, and and a lot of them are young ones. They made a lot of money and they're like 22, 23.
Yep.
And they just go naked on a call option because everything was going up. And then basically they couldn't handle the last 3 months. They lost. Like one kid had $250,000 and then he put it all on options, and
Wow.
he went to $5,000, and then he couldn't, it's like, what was the saying? You have to have a process. A lot of them don't have a process.
Why would he
They
put
just
them on
YOLOing it.
options?
You only live once.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's why you guys will notice, right? Every evening we end up here. Every evening, regardless of what we're doing, we always end up back to the process. Okay. And what you guys will notice is that every single system, right, is the same thing, right? Different markets, same process. Different markets, same process. Different instrument, same process, right? So after a while, right, it's like it's no big deal, right? It's no big deal. The emotions will kind of fade away. It will just fade away, and you become very logical, very, very, very logical, because the process is logical. The process forces us to be logical, right? Right? These buy signals here, these sell signals here, right? It just forces us. If we are buying when we have a sell short signal, and you're looking at it, right? You have a sell signal to be out. It's in the markdown phase. It makes it really, knowing this info, having a process like this makes it really, really, really difficult to be emotional. It really does. Having a process like this makes it really, really, really difficult. If you follow the process, it makes it very, very difficult to be emotional. You're forced to be logical. Okay. And At first, it gets a bit, you know, you have to get used to it, but eventually, just, you know, you guys have the book Trend Following, right? It's, hey, you get a buy signal, break resistance, you buy. You get a sell signal, you sell, right? So that's all I have this evening. I will see you guys tomorrow for the equities and options class. All right. Good job, guys. Thanks. Good job. But yeah, the emotions will go away as the process, as your confidence increase. So Peter, you follow this trade, right? You follow this trade right here. You do the work. You follow this trade, right? That loss of confidence you had, right, with when you did your puts here. Guess what? That confidence will now improve and be even better than before. All right. So, all right, guys, take care. Have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
See you guys
All right.
tomorrow. All right.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.